Hello everyone, welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Sakshi and we are discussing daily current affairs as on 2nd September 2020. Before beginning, I always introduced you with SSB Crack Exams. It is India's one of the leading institution for all the major defense related exams like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, Territorial Army. For more details, visit our website ssbcrackexams.com. There you will find the entire package of courses, mock tests, quizzes and study materials. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Telegram. You can also download our mobile app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play Store. So let's start our session with the question. So the question in the yesterday's session was, what is National Register of Citizens? What is NRC? Okay. And all of you have answered correctly. See, NRC as it is a register of Indian citizens. So after the census of 1951, it was prepared and it contains the name of all the genuine Indian citizens. So NRC is prepared in respect of each village, showing the houses or holdings in a serial order, indicating against each house and holding number and names of the person staying therein. Okay, so it is a complete register including their residential information. So what is the aim of NRC? The aim was to separate illegal immigrants from legitimate Indian residents. So NRC was adopted in Assam, as we all know, right? And the creation of NRC is mandated by 2003 Amendment of Indian Citizenship Act 1955. Okay, you need to remember this particular amendment. So this is the basic, very basic detail about the National Register of Citizen, right? Now let's start our session with the first article that we have today. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the green term ahead market. So India has a plan and India is all set to go green on Indian power. Indian power market has gone green by now by launching this green term ahead market. So Union Power Minister, he has launched this green term ahead market GTAM in electricity sector. So by this, Indian power market has gone green. What is the aim? The aim is to increase the participants in the renewable energy sector. Where? In the renewable energy sector. The government wants to increase the participation and the participant in the renewable energy sector. So this platform, GTAM platform, Green Term Ahead Market platform, it would lessen the burden on the renewable energy rich state. So the states which are rich in the renewable energy, and also it is going to incentivize them to develop renewable energy capacity beyond their own renewable purchase obligations. So these states have some renewable purchase obligations. The government is going to incentivize them and they are going to encourage them to develop beyond their capacities. Also, they are going to lessen the burdens from the renewable energy rich states. Ultimately, this would promote renewable energy merchant capacity addition, and it is going to help in achieving renewable energy capacity addition targets of the country. So the target of Government of India is 175 gigawatt renewable capacity by 2020. Okay. So now let's move ahead. The next important update we have is Australia, India, Japan. Australia, India, Japan joint statement on the supply chain resilience. So Australia, India and Japan, they had a ministerial video conference, and on that conference they have released the joint statement on the supply chain resilience. They have decided to work on the new initiative of the regional cooperation on the supply chain resilience in the Indo-Pacific region, and this is due to the COVID-19 crisis. So see, the meeting also reaffirmed free, inclusive, transparent, non-discriminatory, stable trade to keep their markets open. So this idea was first generated in the mind of Japan. It was first proposed by Japan, and the initiative, it is aiming to reduce the dependency of the country's need on the single nation, and you can directly relate it with China. Okay. See, first of all, you need to understand what is supply chain resilience initiative. So what is supply chain resilience? See, a supply chain resilience, it is an approach that helps a country to ensure that it has diversified in supply risk across a clutch of supplying nations. See, so by this, countries will be diversifying their supply risk across the clutch or across the supplying nations. Suppose here the countries are Australia, India and Japan. So these countries, they will be sharing the risk, right? So they are diversifying their supply risk across the clutch of supplying nations instead of being dependent on just one or few countries. Okay. So in times like unanticipated events like whether be it natural disasters like earthquake or anything, or pandemic, or even the man-made events like armed conflict in the region that disrupt supplies from a particular country, okay, or even intentional halts to trade are done due to such causes, so that adversely impact the economic activity in the destination country in that particular country. So by this supply chain resilience initiative, the supply will be shared by all these three countries, right? This is all about the supply chain resilience by Australia, India and Japan. Now let's move ahead and talk about the most important topic, the most highlighted topic of the week, the GDP growth. So India's GDP growth contracts 23.9%. So recently, according to the National Statistical Office NSO data, India's gross domestic product GDP growth has contracted by 23.9% in the first quarter, that is from the April to June, the first quarter of 2020, and it has contracted compared to the same period of 2019. Okay, so under this report, under this data, all the sectors have shown negative growth except for the agriculture sector, and in the agriculture sector there was a positive growth and there was a growth of 3.4%, and rest of the sector has shown the steady decline. So let me tell you what are the worst affected sector under the GDP growth data. So first one being the construction, it went minus 50%. Trade, hotels and other services, they went minus 47%, manufacturing minus 39% and mining minus 23%. And the said factors, these are the only areas, these are the major areas which create maximum employment in the country. And after this contradiction, it is expected that the employment rate in India will go down, which means unemployment rate in India will go up. So what is GDP? What is gross domestic product? So GDP, it is a measure of economic activity in a country. Okay, it is a measure of economic activity. It is a total value of a country's annual output of goods and services in a given period of a time. The major areas, the major sectors in GDP, which are calculated in GDP in an economy, they are household consumption, investments in private sector, government expenditure, be it consumption or investment, and export and import. So the formula of GDP is like GDP is equals to consumption of household plus investments by the private sector plus the involvement of the government plus export minus imports. This is the formula of GDP. So now by understanding these sectors, you will easily understand what were the causes of GDP contradiction. Of this contradiction of 23.9%. See, private consumption has fallen by 27%, and these private consumption, it is the biggest engine and the driver of the Indian economy. The second important engine is the investment by the private sector, and it is also fallen by 47%. The other sector is demands of goods and services generated by the government, and it is accounted for 11% of India's GDP. Also, the net export demand, it has turned positive in the first quarter because India's imports have crashed, imports diminished more than the exports. Okay, so these are the reasons for the GDP contradiction in this quarter, in the first quarter. Okay, now let's move ahead. Next important update is about the world's largest solar tree. The world's largest solar tree, it is developed in the Durgapur, West Bengal. And it is developed by CSIR's branch CMERI, which is Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute. So this tree, it has an annual capacity of generating 12,000 to 14,000 units of clean and green power. The installed capacity of the solar tree is above 11.5 kilowatt peaks. The solar tree has been designed in such a way that the maximum exposure of each solar photovoltaic panel is achieved, and there is a total of 35 solar PV panels in each tree. And each panel has a capacity of 330 watts power. So how they are important? First of all, they are aligned with the agriculture to substitute the price volatile fossil fuels. This is the major important factor about the solar plant, solar tree. And one solar tree, it can reduce the 10 to 12 tons of carbon dioxide emission. So this is important. All right, so these are the importance of the solar tree, and the world's largest solar tree. It is now established in the Durgapur, West Bengal. Now it is time for current COVID-19 situation. So I'll be telling you the current COVID-19 situation in India as per 1st September 2020. The total cases are 36,91,166. The recovered out of them are 28,39,882. Out of them, active cases are 7,85,996, and deaths are now 65,288. Now in this next chart, I am going to tell you the average daily recovered cases week-wise. So here you can see average daily recovered cases has gone 4 times from the first week of the July of the last week of August. So these are the recovered cases, the status of recovered cases. Now let's revise this session with the quiz. Try to answer these questions along with this session. So the first question in front of you is, the recently joint statement on supply chain resilience was released by which of the following countries? A. India, B. Japan, C. Australia, or D. all of the above. So the correct answer would be India, Japan, Australia, all of the above. Now the next question is, world's largest solar tree is located at A. Durgapur, B. Durg, C. Jabalpur, and D. Guwahati. So the correct answer is Durgapur. The world's largest solar tree is located at Durgapur. Now the next question is, the world's largest solar tree is developed by A. ICMR, B. CSIR, D. IISC, and D. none of the above. So the correct answer is obviously CSIR. It is developed by CSIR. Now guys, it is time for question of the day. Try to answer this question in the comment section. The question for you is, what are the open market operations? They are also known as OMO. So what are the open market operation? Try to answer this question in the comment section. We will discuss the complete and in detailed answer in the next session. Till then, work hard. Jai Hind.